Now, when I was a younger dragon for the first time on my own, I thought it was time to see the world. I decided to start with Asia because I wanted to visit a special place.
Where you learned about dragon's luck, Lollipop?
That's right, and I'll get to it in a moment. But first, let me share a little of what I learned on my trip. The large land area you can see on the map is the continent of Asia. The part of Asia that I visited is near the Pacific Ocean. This region is called East Asia, and that's where I went.
There's a large country near the top of the map. What's that, Lollipop?
That's China. Not only the largest country in this region, but the third largest in the world. You may have heard of some of the other countries too, like South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines.
I've heard of all those places. Is one of those places where you learned the secret?
No, but I'll get to it. Nearly all of the countries in East Asia touch the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific is the world's largest body of water. One of the things I was surprised to learn was that Asia has more people than any other continent. Half of all the people in the world live there.
There must be people everywhere, like one giant city.
Asia is a very big continent. There is still plenty of open space, even with all the people. As a matter of fact, in much of this region, there are mountains.
Hey, look! Lollipop flew through the mountains.
Asia has more mountains than any other continent. For a long time, travel to Asia by land was difficult because of the mountains. One of the things I saw in my travels was Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. It's about 5.5 miles tall.
Ooh,
Wow!
5.5 miles!
In olden days, rivers were about the best way for people to get around. And I found, as you can see, that travel on rivers is still important today.
What about flatlands? You told us before that there are both mountains and flatlands on every continent.
There are some flatlands in East Asia, too. The large rivers usually flow along flat areas called river plains, and the flat land near the ocean is the coastal plain. The Gobi Desert in northern China is also a pretty flat area, but it has a cold, dry climate in winter.
A cold desert? I never heard of that.
It's true, though. But things are different in the countries of Southeast Asia.
The countries of where?
Southeast Asia. That's all the Asian countries south of China. In that region, temperatures are always hot, with lots of rain. There is a special word for warm, wet areas.
I bet I know. They're tropical, right, Lollipop?
Yes, Ellen. Tropical rainforests grow in Southeast Asia because it is hot and wet.